Hi, this is Monique from Unique NOLA Tours. I want to thank you for joining me today. It's going to be a little bit noisy, and there's a reason for this. We have been in transition the last few months as restrictions from COVID had lightened up. We opened an actual shop where you can come by the tours, and it's on Toulouse Street and right off Bourbon. There's no way to make this place quiet. Even if I closed all the doors, and you're going to hear pounding, you're going to hear music, you're going to hear cars going by. But I actually came to teach you a little history about Bourbon Street. This clip comes from a virtual tour we did during COVID, and it's the history of how Bourbon Street became. And I hope you enjoy it. Bourbon Street is massive crowds, drunk college kids, people dangling beads over galleries, drinking in the street, extra loud music, big ass beers and grenades. That is Bourbon Street. But it wasn't always so. Bourbon Street kind of evolved over. It wasn't a plan to make it an entertainment district. We had an entertainment district called Storyville. They closed it down in 1917, and all these concert saloons and bordellos and places, they had nowhere to go. They start to move into the French Quarter. And all these locations were geared towards men. But in 1920, Canal opens a nightclub. And it's swanky. This is a place you can bring your wife for a nice night out. You dress up and all that. One good idea gets copied, and suddenly these nightclubs are copying themselves down the street. And this is how Bourbon Street was for many years. Then in 1945, we're in World War II. Suddenly all these sailor ships are coming through New Orleans, and the men are getting off board. This changes the focus of Bourbon Street. It becomes more burlesque and seedy strip clubs, and it stays that way until the 1960s. In the 1960s, we get Jim Garrison. Yes, the same Jim Garrison from JFK. He wants to clean up Bourbon Street. There's been a lot of crime running through there. You have people money laundering, you got beer drinking, you got illegal slot machines, and they're raiding all the clubs. People don't want to go in the clubs now because they're afraid they're going to get arrested hanging out in it. So what they do is grab a drink, stand in the street, and hang out. Well, one smart guy said, "Oh, they're in the street. Let me open a window and I'll sell them liquor out of it." And hence, the New Orleans Go Cup was started. This culture continues today. They started focusing more on the cheap drinks, get things done quick, and we have Bourbon Street. This last picture I want to show you is taken about 3 days before they shut us down for quarantine. It's from a balcony looking down Bourbon Street. We were pretty full till then. And this is a Tuesday. I only allow people Bourbon Street one time. That's all you'll ever need. You see it, you do it, and then you go to Frenchman Street. People come here and they think this is Las Vegas. What happens here stays here. Oh no, honey. We tell everybody. So you be on your best behavior.